Part 2, baggage. You got to get ready for your king, is what you were saying.
Absolutely, categorically, unequivocally, and yes,
Recognizing
this is. I'm letting you know now, yeah, that me speaking about the king, like it's gonna get very deep because I think talk right to him all the time. So
who's the king?
I don't know.
You mean the
king,
the upcoming brother?
Upcoming brother.
Okay.
Like it's real out here. Like it's so real. Like he's consciously in my mind like daily.
You haven't seen him though. You're getting ready for the one.
The one.
Yeah, I get you.
And can I just state this? Yeah. I don't believe in the one theory.
Neither do I.
As in, there's only one man on the planet for me. Because God forbid he got hit by a bus. Does that mean that I'm destined to be single for the rest of my life?
Right.
So I don't believe in that.
Right.
But I do believe that there are men who would be compatible with my life and mine with his.
Yes.
And that with God being present in that, it will create the one.
This is it. This is it.
So I just wanted to say that. Okay.
This is it. It's deep. Now you're getting ready for the one.
Yes, the king. Yes.
That means you it was revealed to you that you've got stuff that could really interfere with. And I think a lot of women, men, couples never have addressed their past to really facilitate the future.
Yeah, I think, everybody goes through things in life, right? And we have, our experiences. And as a result of our experiences, we may have thought processes and behaviors and toxic patterning that cause us to make really poor decisions or react certain ways. And, if we don't deal with what I refer to as our darkness, then, how are we going to be walking in light in those areas, in our heart? Like I speak about it in my book. Chapter 1 is very, very serious.
What's the name of your book, please?
21 Insights for Authentic Living. And I speak about it there where it's important for us to look at our darkness, because if we don't, we could be stumbling around in the dark, hit our foot, i.e. be triggered, and then we're spiraling out of control because we haven't dealt with our stuff.
And on top of that, you be fronting like it's okay.
Fronting like it's okay, not being authentic in who you are, edit yourself and all of this kind of stuff. People suffer with depression silently. In my story, I tried to commit suicide at 15. Nobody would have known it until if it had worked, obviously. But, there's so much darkness that could be happening in our lives that, we're not addressing. And for myself, like my experience has been, I had been groomed and then raped by somebody in the church at 14 years old. And as a result of that, there was all of these different thought processes, behavior, hyperactive sex life. It was just a lot at a young age. Attempted suicide at 15. Some ended up going into gang culture, living with no care for education, left school with 1 grade. One of the guys in the gang went to jail for murder, and that's when my life changed, because I was like, oh, I've got to change something or this is going to get really horrible for me. 1 grade, no destiny in mind, no purpose, no nothing, just nothing. And then went to college, got my grades, went on to university. In and around that mix, still hanging out with the same crowd, got kidnapped. Long story, guys, but got kidnapped. And that created a sense of trauma and isolation and all of that, and having to bounce back from that with the grace of God, and just really kind of trying to understand my life. But in all of this, there were thought processes, behaviors, and ways of thinking that really kind of would sabotage any relationships that I was in. So when these things were revealed to me, and then thinking about the context of my king, I don't want to bring that as a gift to him. Because, you got Christmas presents, right? And somebody gives you a gift that you really don't want. Think about it in that same way. We've got good presents, we've got bad presents. And we could just be coming in with this thing and it's just like, ta-da! And it's just a whole load of rubbish. We don't want that. I certainly don't want that for my king. So in my preparation for the manifestation of who he is in my life, because I believe that he's already in the spirit, he's already there. It's just that time is the vehicle to bring him into alignment and to bring us into alignment. with each other.
This is so encouraging to hear from you. And I know the viewers are going to appreciate your frankness. This is a message then. It was originally for the singletons, right? But this is a message for all the married folk as well. If you are too afraid to go back in the past, you're going to carry it into the future because it walks with you.
It walks with you. Yeah, it will. It will absolutely walk. I mean, out of my story, it's way too much to go into right now. But the icing on the cake, the cherry on the top of all of this is that in the dealing with my stuff, my baggage, the thought processes and my heartbreak when this whole rape saga happened and, who I thought I was and uprooting those lies and establishing God's truth and realizing like, no, actually you are lovable. You are desirable. You are worthy of pursuit and belonging, like these
You're
things.
rewiring.
Completely
your
rewiring.
Perceptions, all of that. It's a lot of work, right?
All of it is so much work. I used to believe that if somebody said I love you more than 3 times, they had an agenda. So if I would look for it, and when it would happen, I would cut that person off. That's not a great way to live. So imagine there's a guy who, and as I've looked back in my history, there were men who genuinely loved me, but I couldn't receive the love because of the paradigm that I was living out of, because I hadn't dealt with my stuff. Now, why would I want to connect with a king who would have to fight to penetrate my heart with his words?
Just to get there. Just to get into your heart. It's like, I forget
it's
it.
hard work.
Not forget it.
Like, why would I want to do that? Like, it's already, because he's on wherever and whoever he is, he's also on his journey. So by the time we collide, why am I giving him work now to express the love that he wants to send my direction? Do you know what I mean? Because I don't know what he's gone through in life or what he's processing now or who he's becoming as a man.
He could be coming from the same place.
From the same place. And then when he arrives at me, he's like, yeah, like she can't even accept. She's questioning, do I actually love her? I don't want that for him. Do you know what I mean? So for me, one of the biggest things I had to do is not had to do. It wasn't about having to do, but that I chose to do. Was to confront the man that had abused me. And really, it was me proving to myself, I am powerful. I have forgiven. I don't have bitterness or hatred or anything like that in my heart for him. And it was really powerful. It was the 2nd of December, 2016. We sat down and I said to him, I'm here to have this conversation with you to let you know that as a 36-year-old, what you had done to me at 14, I'm letting you know, adult to adult, that I knew it was wrong. And I'm not here to make you feel bad. I'm not here to villainize you. I'm here to help you have an encounter with grace and mercy right now. And it was just such a beautiful conversation because for him, it's just like, whoa, like, where's this? This is a lot.
Beautiful for who?
It was beautiful
in
for
itself
me.
Or for you?
I think it was beautiful for me to see that God had taken me so far to the point where I wasn't crippled by fear anymore because of this guy, where I wasn't feeling disempowered anymore. But I think it was also beautiful for him in the sense of he was encountering what I call divine justice and divine love, in the sense of, in that moment, what he deserved was punishment.
But he didn't get it.
But what he got was God's love.
Now the thing is it's not that you're saying that a woman has to go to a rapist.
No, not at all.
What you're saying is, on your journey, you went above and beyond to get to empower yourself. For you, this was your chosen path.
I needed to do it. It was 22 years of just process for me. This is 14, right? So it was 22 years of process and 22 years of battling with who I am because of this scenario. But allowing the Lord to really deal with my heart and really allowing him into those places that I had shut down for years. And my thing is, like, if we can't allow God into those places, how are we going to allow our King there?
You know, I'm a firm believer that who our parents are is who God is. And if your dad or primarily fathers, if the fathers are not there or if they are abusive, then that's who God is.
To them.
Yeah, and if that's how men are to you, then that's partly how you see God. What's amazing is that you pull together a great perception of who God is. You've accepted him as king.
Absolutely.
In the same way you've accepted your husband as king, even though he's not here yet. So you've put yourself psychologically in a place of being willing to receive.
Absolutely.
Being very vulnerable.
But I'll say this though, in that, then that's absolutely true. But what's interesting that I'm finding as well is that the concept of true love actually is scary to me.
It is scary.
Like it's massively
I like that.
It's so scary to me because with the when the scenario happened with the guy,
yeah. No, I like that.
It's when it happened with him, he taught me this is what love is. So I thought that love looked like abuse. So and sex and all
this
of that.
This is love.
Yeah. And in the relationships that I've had, you know, it was still outside of the context of Christian love. Like it was, these guys were unsaved and, you know, I was kind of in and out of the church. So, you know, but in terms of like a being with a godly man, so not a Christian guy, because anybody could be Christian, but I'm talking about being with a godly man who exhibits character traits of God and who will pursue me with his love, and where it's unconditional. Like the concept of that is like, whoa, like that's a bit peak. Like that you can accept me with, and for me, I'm just, you know, I mean, you can see like I'm just authentic. I'm 100% myself. But to have a guy who would choose to commit to joining his life with mine, it just blows my mind. I don't know, like there's so many different facets of this singleness journey. It's just like, you know, if you have never been in love, which I haven't, I don't feel like I've ever been in love before, you know, it's like, how do you know when you meet it?
Hey, part 3 coming up. Part 3 coming up.